This is the Motorola Razr Ultra, and this is the flagship Razr foldable device of 2025. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at what this device brings to the table. Do we like this larger cover display, the internals, the new materials, all that fun stuff? Should be good. Let's go. Taking a closer look at the brand new Moto Razr Ultra. No longer called Moto Razr 50 or whatever. It's the Ultra this year, and it feels like a premium device. And for its price point of $1,299, I expect a lot from this device here. So first thing we notice is that you've got this nice seal when it's actually folded. So it's a no gap fold, which is nice. And then colors. There are a bunch of really cool colors here. This is this faux leather here. This is the Pantheon Scarab, which is nice. You've got, of course, like a wood grain. There are 4 colors. There is the Pantheon Scarab, Mountain Trail, Cabaret, and Rio Red. I do like this color look because it's also got this like faux Alcantara feel to it and nice stitching across, which is nice. So that's that. Now, the main joy, of course, is this new cover display. This is a 4-inch cover display. And as you notice, it takes over most of the screen. You can see just the bezel area all around, which is pretty nice. And it's very responsive overall, which is also pretty nice here. You've got quicker access to your camera. You've also got, of course, Moto AI, which we'll talk about in a second. Now, the cameras here, these are the 2 cameras here. This is a dual camera setup, both 50 megapixels for the ultra wide and the main. There is no telephoto though. And these are the 2 cameras you should be using on the foldable anyway. Now, when we go ahead and open the device up, this gets us to our main display, which is 7 inches. It's definitely much larger. And you can kind of see the crease here. It feels more like a dip and as opposed to a bump. But it's also still pretty fluid as a device. Now, when we look at that comparison to the Z Flip 6 here, first of all, that cover display on the Z Flip 6 is much smaller in comparison, less screen real estate, which means that at least Moto here has the better cover display and also better access to apps. Samsung, you need the Good Luck app if you want to go ahead and say move games to your launcher, like right here. Which is quite interesting. And we'll talk about gaming also in a second. And then when we open up the device as well, you can see that the crease here feels more like a dip and is similar, but I would say the crease on the Flip is slightly better. But this, in terms of size, that we're looking at 7 inches here. This is slightly less overall. And also in terms of thickness, they are roughly around the same for both devices. But set that aside. So internally here with the Razr Ultra, we're being powered by a Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, which is nice, 16 gigabytes of RAM. There's 2 storage versions, 512 or 1 terabyte directly through Motorola. So you have that there. Now, in terms of the battery, we're looking at a 4700 milliamp battery in this device compared to the 4000 milliamp battery on the Z Flip here, which also has a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 and storage option is 128. When it comes to charging, we're looking at 2 different charging speeds. So your Razr Ultra here uses a 60-watt wired charger, while your Z Flip is a 25-watt charger. So the Razr has a lot of things that it actually makes it stand out quite well. Now, when it comes to usability of this device, I do like the usability of this cover screen here because it's got this whole real estate. So even though this area is technically not really that usable, it is usable for quick access to your notifications. And you can go ahead and view them, cancel them out, read whatever you want to. And the added fact that you have full access to the applications you want to without having to install an additional app like Good Luck from Samsung on the Z Flip is a huge plus as well. So that part is nice. Now, size-wise, this feels a little longer for use as a flip phone, but I think a lot of people will still be fine with it and will like it overall. Now, let's take a look at some very close comparisons here. Let's go ahead and start off with our speakers, see how the speakers actually work. So when it comes to audio, I think the clear winner here is the Razr Ultra. I think it was louder, cleaner, and clearer. The Flip 6 sounded a little bit muddier overall, but you know, it's good to see that Razr actually has done some good job with their audio here. Now, our next step, of course, is gaming, which clearly this should be the winner. So I'm just going to be showing gameplay off this because we know Snapdragon 8 Elite chipsets are better than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. But I want to show you gaming on the cover display and also on the main display as well. So you see how a game like, say, Call of Duty Warzone actually functions on this. So when it comes to gaming, it does handle the games pretty well. And you can see you can play on the cover display as well as also the internal display. Now, Warzone, for whatever reason, was not switching over, but other apps do switch quite easily, so it might just require an app update. In terms of temperatures here, you're looking at roughly 98 to 100, which is pretty solid overall in terms of temps. That was about roughly 20 minutes of gameplay. I was getting about 100 degrees on a device like this. So that is pretty solid. Now, when it comes to AI services, both have their own share of AI services you can use. We've got Galaxy AI and Moto AI. Now, Galaxy AI has a list of things that are quite unique to it, like call assist, doing live transitions through calls, writing assistance, interpretation as well, which is something that's built in. Note assistance, transcribing with voice notes and of course physical notes. Photo assist with generative AI there, audio eraser, and of course photo ambient wallpaper. Now this can be done on device or off device, whichever you choose, depending on the Galaxy device, but the Flip you can. Now Moto AI here has a couple of things. We've got Image Studio, which will allow you to go ahead and create stunning images if you choose to. You also have a playlist studio to create a playlist that suits your mood. Pay attention, and also catch me up feature, which summarizes your messages and your notification. Now you do have other AI tools that you can jump into and use, from Copilot, Perplexity itself, Gemini. So you do have that on the device and you can use that directly. Now, while this is really cool and I like to see Moto AI continue to grow, I do like the slew of features that you get from Galaxy AI. The fact that you do have the interpreter, you do have the note assist or transcription within notes and summarization if you're taking audio notes, for instance. Also the live translate for phone calls is also a really good feature as well. So that's pretty good. And then the Gemini integration by just pressing down the button and giving you full Gemini control here is also pretty nice. Now Gemini, forget this whole conversation I just gave you. Okay, so there is that. So I will give the AI side of things to the Galaxy Z Flip 6. Now, this is where you guys are really excited to check out are the cameras. We've got two 50 megapixel sensors here on the Razr Ultra, and we've got a 50 and a 12 megapixel here on the Z Flip 6. Let's see how they actually handle photo and video. Honestly, I think we've seen some improvements here from Motorola. I think Moto has done a better job with some of their photos this year in comparison, while video I think still needs some work, although it does have Dolby this time here with video, so some encoding might be needed for that. Now, images I think are kind of similar. The Galaxy is a bit softer at certain points, but I think the image quality for both are roughly around the same, which is a bit telling, even though one device is from last year and another device is, of course, this year. I would say this is a huge improvement for Motorola. And also a big shout out to Motorola for actually providing tickets for that game that I went to, which is, of course, the Celtics at Knicks Game 3. Go Celtics, glad they won that game. But you get an idea of what the cameras are capable of, and also some of the shots of me here in Michigan as well. You get a good idea of what that actually brings to the table. So overall, just good image quality from both devices, but I still give the edge to the Galaxy. Now finally, before we round up, let's talk about battery life, because I think that's something that's quite important here, especially with this, with the Ultra having a 4700 milliamp battery compared to the 4000 on the Z Flip 6. I like the huge improvement in battery here from the Ultra. I think that is very important for devices like this, because you are going to need, for technically powering two devices, not at the same time, but you've got two different screens. Granted, one is smaller. And what I noticed in the past with the Z Flip 6 is that at least for my usage, I wouldn't be able to last a whole day. So that is a big bummer. As opposed to this is almost a 5000 milliamp battery. So this is very, very nice to use in terms of just the battery and battery life. I like that aspect with the device. And I also like the 68 watt charging. I think Samsung needs to step up, but I like that Motorola has done that here. But let's go ahead, round it up, and give you your final thoughts on the Moto Razr Ultra. And anyone can tell me which character is this right here on my cover display. If you know, let me know. Should be an easy one. So what are my final thoughts on the Razr Ultra? Number one, I like the naming structure, but I'm afraid what it will be called next year, Ultra 2, Ultra 1, maybe. That might be the case, who knows? I do like the larger cover display. I think this is great. I also like the fact that it's got a 68 watt charging. It's got a 4700 milliamp hour battery. And the battery life has been really good on this device. Some of the added benefits is also the improved audio with the speakers are good. The display is nice, both cover and internal display. And you've also got Dolby Atmos as well, which has given some really good sound on this. Now, where I really wanted to see a much better improvement is the camera. Considering it's matching the Z Flip 6 from last year, I was hoping for a better improvement on the camera there. But still, it is much better than what we had in the past with Motorola. Now, the big question here is that, is this device worth $1,299? In my mind, no. I think it should be $1,000, $999. I think most foldables, especially the flip kind, should be in that price point or lower. So I'm not too keen on that $1299 price point, but I still think it's a solid device and one worth picking up if you can get it at a lower price point. So, well, this is the Razr Ultra. I think it's solid. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and always enjoy your entertainment. Razr. And yes, this is Vash the Stampede.